Hi everyone, this is Tina and I have finally come out of hibernation and am back out into the yard again. I have been doing a little bit of projects, kind of not on film, but I have been slowly but surely working on getting out cushions off of from storage in onto our patio furniture. I have been cutting down roses and other different things that are dead on the bottom and need to be cleaned for the season. And I've got some fresh plants to finally start putting in pots and in the ground. So I'm going to take you around to our messy garden right now, but everything is coming together. You have to remember, I'm a one-man show here, so all of the garden tending, weeding, trimming, planting, all of that stuff is me, and I love it, but it is a lot of work. So you're going to see some messy areas. They will get done. I have all summer, luckily, and spring to get these things done. And gardening is supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to not feel like a ton of work, which we all know that gardens are a ton of work. But what's really nice is we wouldn't do it if we don't love it. And that is the reason why I go through this torture every spring, summer, and fall. So I'm gonna turn the camera around, show you all the mess, but show you the pretty things too. So this is what we call Garden Avenue. And the reason why we just named it Garden Avenue was because we have this long, 145-foot long retaining wall, and it has opened up to about 7 foot at its smallest flower beds. It's 7 feet wide at least, and it is really kind of takes you through it, kind of like a meandering thing where it feels like a lane or an avenue. And we just happened to be able to get our hands on a street sign that says Garden Avenue, so that just stuck, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'd really like to get it relocated because you can't really see it behind the Zephine Druin roses, the arbor. But anyway, I want to show you kind of what's going on. So we've got the irises in full bloom. They are stunning. I mean, these ones are one of my favorites, and they're just those huge dark purple. I don't know the name of them, but I have them sprinkled throughout the garden, and I am going to be dividing some and like moving some of it into our new island that we created in our front yard. I did have some things that didn't fare well during the winter. I had some sweet romance lavenders here, and only one of them survived. I had 3 of them here. So I decided that I wanted to kind of keep the purple going. My husband loves the purple colors. So I got some of the Serendipity Allium that are going to go in here, and they will perform so much better. I've got them out in the front yard area, one of the garden beds out there. So I'm thinking having some of those here is going to be really pretty. The salvia is starting to bloom too. I like the fuchsia pink ones, and then the calyx are like a burgundy color. So even after the blooms are done, it still looks like they're blooming. It's really, really pretty. So I've got several of the pinks in here. My purples kind of faded out. In fact, I don't know how many purple salvias I really have in this space anymore until they start blooming. I know that this one over here, this area is getting revamped. This one is purple, the salvia. So these 2 purples are salvias. The baptisia is about to start blooming. It's like a purple color. I'm going to be planting a wisteria here on the lattice. The reason why I needed something kind of a little bit more substantial is because we get bindweed up this area, and in fact, you can kind of see what that bindweed looks like. It's this trailing stuff here, and you can pull it, but it's just going to come back with a vengeance. So unfortunately, pulling it doesn't really help, and it's hard for me to spray in this area. So just because I have other things, I've got the irises here, the baptisia. So I'm slowly working on this. This is going to be revamped. I'm putting cardboard down so I can kill off the grass that's growing, and then I'm going to put the Weigela in. The wisteria in. So I won't probably be able to do that until next week. I have to dog sit for my kids for about 5 days, so I'm not going to be able to go out into the garden very often in the next few days. I'm still going to try to break away and do some garden chores because I can't let it all go. But things are looking really good. I have started getting the mulch done. I only got the mulch done to around where the arbor is, maybe a little bit further. But everything is looking really good. We've got the nepetas just getting started to bloom. The limelight hydrangeas filled in really nice. And then we have this 9-bark here. Even the Pinky Winky looks like it's getting a couple little ones in there. And I'm sorry, the sun is really blaring today. So, which is the reason why this hosta just keeps getting burned. Because when I planted this, there was a tree over in our neighbor's yard. I think I'm going to have to dig that out. But see, this one does fine, and all of the heucheras in this area do fine because it's mostly in shade like after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's just getting a little bit too much sun until then. So I think I'm going to just relocate that one to another shady spot, which I'm starting to get more shady spots in the garden. The east side is my shadiest spot, and in the front yard. In the front yard, we've got a big locust tree, we've got an ash tree, and we've got some crab apple trees up front, which really kind of are giving the shade in the front yard. And even when you go into the front yard, you can tell the difference in the temperature. So back here is really, really hot. Back there I keep saying back there because I'm in the backyard right now, but in the front yard, it is very, very cool and very shady. I love my ornamental peach tree that I planted. I really wanted to be able to walk through the arbors here or kind of see a picture window almost of this tree, and it is just stunning. I just love it. So you can see, the Globe Masters, they're almost done already. It baffles me because they bloomed so much earlier. But I do have some that haven't fully developed yet. Oh, here, let me show you these ones over here. These ones are looking really good. So it just depends on where they're located in the garden. These ones are looking fabulous, and so are these ones over here. Looking really good. I love them. I packed some more irises towards the back there, and I have a pathway that takes you through to get you to the gazebo, but you can tell that it's really kind of shrouded, and I'm sorry, here's my shadow again, by the penstemon that have taken over, and I just really need to trim back the boxwood that I have here. And then now you'll start to see where there's been some, you can tell where I've kind of stopped getting to, because I'm working a little bit at a time. These are the Back to the Fuchsia Salvias, and they put on a wonderful show. Once this show is done, I cut it back, and then it will rebloom again in the summertime. So that is where I'm at with the Back to the Fuchsias. And then I have a Weigela here. I've had it for a really long time, and it is doing really well too. I come in and trim it down. I think it has some chlorosis or an iron deficiency, but I think it's also impacting the dogwood here. So the dogwood that I have in here is a lighter dogwood, so it's not like a red twigged dogwood, even though the branches are a little bit more red. It's not that variety. So it has a lot lighter leaves than what you would normally see a dogwood have. Here's some other area. This is the flower bed that I made last year. I still need to come in and, I mean, it's never ending weeds. But the ornamental oregano, the Wizard of Oz oregano, is just looking so great. Now, one thing that I have learned in my zone, or at least in my garden, I'm in a zone 6A in eastern Nebraska. I've noticed that if these get too much sun, they start to wilt, like big time, almost like they fry. So I put them underneath the Autumn Brilliance serviceberry tree, and they are very content here. I planted these last year. This is the bed that I made last year. If you look at last year's videos, you would have seen that I planted annuals here, Super Tunia Vista bubblegums all the way around, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to repeat that. I have my Super Tunia bubblegums to put in here. I just thought it was a beautiful flower bed. And I'm going to try to put a few more annuals in the flower beds this year. I love this right here, this vision. I'm going to put some more of those in this year in the other areas in the garden. So here's another area I'm kind of working on right now. The white peonies are just so gorgeous. They are just looking so beautiful. And then got peach irises. My Siberian iris are just starting to open up. We've got some more Nepeta in here. This one is a little bit behind, but it was a lot smaller specimen. It self-seeded itself down earlier in Garden Avenue, and I just grabbed a piece of it and planted it right here, and that was perfect. They take really easy. So there's Veronicas in here, but the grass has kind of taken it over. So I'm going to take out the Veronicas, clean out all of the grass roots, and then replant them. But I'm going to plant them differently because I want to have a pathway that takes me up to the hummingbird feeders. That way I can just go straight into changing out the feeders, and and I don't have to walk on in through the flower bed itself. So I'm going to be putting some pavers in there so I can walk, or stepping stones. We just planted this lilac bush. I got it on the clearance for like $5, and it was perfectly healthy. I'm like super excited about my plant haul that I got. And we just planted that, and it's been watered in, and I just have to mulch around. But I don't want to mulch anything until I can really get in here and start working on this bed. The Ansomnia, oh, they look so pretty. These are a beautiful addition to a spring garden. These are the String Theory from Proven Winners. I have 3 of them in here. And then I do like to cut them back a little bit at the end of their bloom cycle, just because they start to like overgrow over and kind of flop over the pathway, even after they don't have any blooms on it, and it doesn't look the greatest. So I just shore them up. But here's some more of those dark purple irises. And you can see that a lemony lace elderberry is kind of tucked in behind there. We've got the Seventh Son tree. This is the Temple of Bloom. This is also a Proven Winners one, and I got it when it was like literally 6 inches tall. And 4.5 years later, this is how big it is. I mean, it is gorgeous. I just go in and I shore up I still have to go in here and kind of clean up some of the branches that have kind of grown out this direction, but I'm really trying to limit up all the time to make it a little bit more of an area under here, and that's where all the echinaceas are. Some more of the peach irises. Oh, and this is my favorite plum one. Oh my gosh, I love this one. This is the one I want more of, but I don't know if I can get my hands on it, so I'm just kind of letting this area kind of like grow it up a little bit, and then I'll be able to relocate some of those. But this is another area I really need to get in here and try to tackle, because we've got some of the sedge in here, and lilies. We've got some Hamlin grasses in here. We've got some milkweed and some hibiscus. So this area just really needs to get cleaned up. And this is where kind of I stopped on the weeding until I could keep going. You know, it's just hard to keep everything going, and because I have almost, if I had to guess, I think I have like 3/4 of an acre of land. And so this isn't the only area I have to maintain. I have a full yard. So I'm just going to kind of pan around. Here's the secret garden area. Over across the way is my veggie garden. And then we have our courtyard and flower beds here. And of course, play area for the grandbabies. And then my greenhouse is on the concrete slab over there. So there's a lot to maintain, and you'll see when we go to the back even further, you'll see the tree border bed and another bed that we made last year. So there's a lot of flower beds in here. Here is the, like a lighter purple iris. I love those. We've got more penstemon back here that is going to be very close to blooming. I have a lot of shrubs back here, you know, because we just wanted to have a little bit of a lift of privacy, because we can't plant on the top of the retaining wall because it's all like gravel for drainage purposes. And so I can't plant anything up there, and so weeds just accumulate up there. And I don't know any solutions. So if you guys are retaining wall guys out there, or gals, that know how to plant on top of a retaining wall that has that gravel, please let me know, because I would love to be able to grow something that's a climber for the fence, that's safe, of course. I don't want thorns or anything like that. But if there was something that I could plant up there that would give us a little bit more privacy on the fence, that would be great. Can we talk about the showstopper here? This is my above and beyond climbing roses. They are just looking so beautiful right now. They are very vigorous. So I will warn you, this is only 2 plants. I mean, it's crazy, right? And they're starting to flop over. So, you know, the canes are getting so big and heavy that they're kind of flopping over. And I didn't have a chance to come in here and shore it up in the spring like I normally do, because again, they're blooming at least 3 weeks early. So it's crazy. But they are so beautiful. They start out this yellowish color, and then they fade to a lighter like pink, and then finally they go to a white. So you can see what the new ones are and then what the old ones are that are about to fade out. One thing about this is it is a rebloomer, but because after this bloom is done, I go in and I try to shore it up again because they are vigorous. I sacrifice those blooms on the second run. So it's really what you want to do. If you can get out here early enough, shore them back, or if you have a way to you know, like pin them up or tie them up, that is what we hope to do, is tie up some of these canes, but we're not going to be able to do all of them. So those are the ones that we'll just sacrifice and kind of trim down. Also, my husband has talked about like tying into the structure that we have here and bringing out like a little pergola in this section here, you know, to where it has this top support where it kind of holds the canes upward a little bit. So it's not as important for me to come out and get it trimmed in the spring. We have a lot of different things in here. We have a 9-bark. I've got peonies that are blooming. We've got the dogwood and the mock orange. Mock orange is not looking super great, but it looks like it's about to start blooming some. Here is a spring agastache. Now, I'm sorry, I don't know what the name of it is, but this is an agastache that blooms in the spring, and it has purple flowers on it. You can see that they're just getting ready to start. I'm really excited about that. And then we've got some more, just regular lilies, agastache here, and some nepeta, and some salvia. So this one, it's not 100% cleaned out. You can see we've got weeds here. I've got to get to this bed, and you can see we've got a whole tree border bed here. We've got this bed here that we just created. I'm working on putting stones around it. I'm trying to make a border for the bed, and I'm just getting rocks a little bit at a time. They just didn't have a lot of variety of rocks, so they only had those really, really big boulders, and that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for smaller ones, so I just have to go periodically and pick them up as they come. Here's my Japanese maple that I planted last year. Oh, I love it. It's so beautiful. It's doing really well. And you can see that one of my arbs died. I planted it in late in the season, and it just didn't have enough time to root in and be happy. So that one unfortunately just didn't do well. I'll replace it. And then I got these irises. Oh my gosh, they are so pretty. Oh, I love these. These ones are new to me from last year as well. If you watch Laura from Garden Answer, there was a iris farm that she went to, and they had a whole bunch of irises for sale. That's where I picked these ones up, was online, and they don't disappoint. They look so beautiful. I'm not going to take you too far just because things are really messy right now still. I'm still trying to get through. We've got the irises, and the glow masters are just going crazy. And then we've been working slowly on the tree border again, trying to get some new things in here. We just planted a weigela here. That one was another $5 find. I was so excited. I think it's about 3.5 feet tall and wide. So we thought that this is a really good place. The Vanderwolf pine is going to need a lot more time to get to its full size. So by that time, we can just move this out. Well, the train has passed. So now I can talk a little bit more about everything. So we did come through last weekend, and we cut back all of these Japanese honeysuckles. And I will show you what they look like. Our neighbor has a whole bunch of them. So that is what a Japanese honeysuckle looks like, and it has these white flowers in the spring. The problem is that they're super invasive, and their roots themselves are go down really far. Very, very hard to eradicate. So we at least made the cuts down. I'm going to take a more of a trimmer all the way down to the ground and then just stump kill it. I did find success on doing that on another one last year in this same area, but I had to put this screen over to try to keep the weeds and stuff like that from encroaching from our neighbor, because they don't really take care of the fence line. So I've been slowly chipping away at trying to get these areas clean, so our tree border has space. Oh, I think another train is coming through, guys. So I'm going to talk really fast. This is our crepe myrtle that we got last year. It is one of the things that I tried as a zone 6A. This is the first time I've tried something that was in a zone 6, the Thunderstruck, and it looks like it's doing really well coming out of dormancy. We got another crepe myrtle, but I'm not sure if that one is going to make it through. But so far, this one has. I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm super excited. This is a Rose of Sharon standard tree. So it's looking really good. I gave it a little bit of a haircut this spring. We've got some hibiscus that is starting to show. And then we've got some more of the ansomias, but these ones were not the Proven Winners ones. These are a totally different variety. I can't honestly tell you. I'm terrible with the plant names. I need to make little tags and just stick them in there. So you know, I tend to forget because a lot of times they don't have tags anymore. They put the sticker on the side of the plant can and then you have nothing to reference later. So, and then I forget where I get them because I shop wherever I want to for all of our stuff. Butterfly bush there, the buddleia, and then I got this little portantello plant here that's supposed to give some yellow flowers. I got that on the clearance rack as well. It looks really good. I do need to come and give it a little bit more water because this area is a little bit drier. And then we've got this new crabapple tree that is leafing out. We got it when it was dormant, and I got it it's a prairie fire crabapple. And it gets 20 feet tall. I know, sorry about the tag, guys. But 20 feet tall. And it needs full sun, so this was a perfect spot for them. We're still working on this little corner. So if you've been with us for any amount of time, you know that we started on the one side and we're working our way to the other side of the yard. So a couple years ago we had pumpkins in this area for our grandson, and then we are hoping that this is going to be a future play area for them, but things have to be really taken care of in there first. We keep getting poison ivy towards the back of the bed, and I go in and I kill it, but then it just comes right back the next year because, again, our neighbors are not tending to the fence line. So I have to come in here and spray it because, unfortunately, the poison ivy has what came from their yard and encroached into ours. So I've sprayed it really, really tough. I need to come out here, spray it again. But until then, until we can get this area with the screen, I have some more screen, some of that black screen. I have more screen to continue to keep going on the fence line. So it's just taking me time to get there, but I'm hoping to get to that very soon, because I want to do it before it gets too bad. Because you can see, if you zoom in on the other side, there's a lot of weeds coming through, and these particular weeds, these are like motherwort weeds. I'm allergic to them, so I have to have full gear on to pull these out. That is a dilemma that I have. I can't just go in and just pull them when I want to. I just get a red rash from them, you know, and it's really itchy and irritating. So yeah, that's kind of a problem for me. But that is our little mini garden tour. I'm only kind of showing you the back right now because there's still a lot more that needs to be done, a lot more cleanup, but things are coming along nicely. The Korean spice viburnum is coming along. It was a tiny little thing when I got it a couple years ago. It's doing really well. We got the Helen von Stein lamb's ear. I just need to come in, clean the beds out. So this whole area is a little bit more neglected, but it will be pretty in no time. So I just want to sign off and say thank you, everybody, and we will see you next time. Have a great garden day.